Hello to all. This is going to be a review of my primary weapon systems Mod 1 Mark II rifle. I've had this rifle for almost a year and I have successfully fired over 2,000 rounds through it. I'm going to give you guys an overview of the modifications I have made to it. Also, I'm going to give you guys some information, my thoughts, my likes, and my dislikes about this rifle. So for those of you who do not know, this is a piston-driven rifle. Primary Weapon Systems is based out of Idaho, and what they have here is something that is very nice. This rifle, bare bones from the factory, is going to weigh under 7 pounds. It comes in about 6 pounds, 7 ounces. And that is something that is difficult to find in a piston-driven AR-15. You might find some that are under 7 pounds as well, but you will be hard-pressed to find something that is under 7 pounds with a 16-inch barrel and then a 15-inch handguard. You might have something like the Rec 7, maybe Colt's offering in the piston form of their rifles that are under 7 pounds. But with those, you're going to get a very shorter handguard, maybe 12, 13 inches. And if anybody's like me that likes to really get their hand far out there, this 15-inch handguard really accommodates that over those shorter handguards. So some modifications I've had done to the rifle. The bolt catch bolt release has been replaced with a Seekins, along with the ambi safety. It is also a Seekins safety. The trigger, I have a Geisley SSAE in here. I wouldn't say it's worth it, but it is a nice trigger, no complaints. As far as my pistol grip goes, I've been cycling through those. I've had the BCM on here, mag pull, ergo grip. Right now this is a X-Tech, I believe, branded for battle arm development. On the back I have the stock buffer tube. It comes with the BCM stock. I kept that on there originally when I had a ACOG on here. But I switched optics. I put the BCM stock on my AR-15 SBR, and since now battery life is a issue with this optic, I put on the Voltor stock. I believe I have, I want to say probably 4 CR123 batteries on each side. I stuffed a little bit of toilet paper in the back so they don't rattle, but I have a total of 8 extra batteries on board, which fits for the EOTech and the Surefire. Flipping it over to the other side, the only thing that is different is I put a Odinworks magazine release. This kind of helps out tell the difference between this ambi bolt release and the magazine release, just in case I don't want to drop the bolt on an empty magazine. Also, other things that are added, I put the Geisley buffer spring in here. I'll take that out later, maybe. And then up front I put the Strike Industries angled foregrip. This helps with the way I hold the rifle. I'm able to activate the flashlight when I'm gripping like this. This grip is built very well. I don't beat up my rifles, and I'll be honest, I try to avoid it whenever possible. But this also doubles as a, I don't know what you want to call it, but a barricade if you want to press this up against something and have a purchase for your rifle for more stable one-hand shooting. So I have only cleaned this rifle once, and that was after 500 rounds or so have been put through it. So after that, an additional 2,000 rounds have gone through this rifle without cleaning. I'm gonna open it up, see what it looks like on camera for the first time. And you will see what Primary Weapon Systems' claim to fame is, what makes the rifle different from others out there. When you get a piston rifle, most of them operate in a similar way. You have a rod that is pushed back into the receiver by the gas. that rod strikes a face on the bolt carrier, which pushes the bolt carrier back into the buffer tube. That's not the case with the primary weapon system. Its bolt carrier follows a AK-47 kind of bolt carrier. The upper receiver, as far as I know, is mil-spec. It is able to still work with a mil-spec charging handle. So the way it comes out, it's similar to most of the other ones. The bolt carrier is just going to stand a little bit longer with the charging handle. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. And then there we go. So this one makes theirs a little different from the other ones. This bolt carrier rod, well, the rod rides inside the hole where a gas tube would usually ride in on a DI AR-15. The gas comes up, pushes this back, and the carrier moves in one continuous piece back and forth. So to take off the charging handle, there's a little you have to twist it right here, and there we go. Now this will allow the charging handle to come off. And so this is your bolt carrier. It is obviously not going to fit in any other AR-15 but the primary weapon systems. So I have gotten the bolt from my Sega, my 7.62 by 39 Sega, to show you the similarities or what they were trying to go after with the primary weapon systems bolt carrier. So you see both of these have rods that stick into the gas tube, which will be pushed back after the round exits the chamber. So I do enjoy the ingenuity behind this, something that's different than the other AR-15 manufacturers are putting out there. I'm not an expert by any means. Obviously, what others do work when they have a metal rod strike a face on another moving part of the bolt carrier. Many manufacturers, not even AR-15s, also do that. But I do like they took the time, found something else that worked, took something from one of my other favorite firearms, and was able to implement this in an AR-15, and they did it quite well. So putting it back together shouldn't be any more difficult than a regular AR-15. I might make it look more difficult, but you just enter that in there and twist. And you don't have to worry about this coming undone, since this is all contained in a tube over the barrel. So you gotta make sure you stick this into the gas tube first before. Might be hard to do it on camera. I don't know where I'm aiming. Let's see, there we go. And then you gotta duck the charging handle into that little cutout for it. There we go. And it is back together. So it is a new take on the AR-15. And I have to say, I very much enjoy shooting this rifle. I can't say really anything bad about it. I have nothing but praise for this firearm. It shoots extremely well. A lot of that is due to their muzzle brake, the muzzle device. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the FSC Mod2, the second generation. F&H selected the first generation of this, designed by Primary Weapon Systems, to put on their flagship rifle, the SCAR 17 and the SCAR 16. So you know, if a global distributor manufacturer of firearms picked a small AR-15 company to design something on their biggest rifle they have probably ever produced, they are obviously doing something right. Other little things that come on the rifle that make it really enjoyable to shoot, something I chose it over something else because it has it. It has a ambi bolt release. Some lowers or AR-15s also have an ambi bolt stop. So with this one, you cannot stop the bolts by pushing down on that button. You can only drop the bolt by pushing that button. Other things I like that I'm just happy to know I have it. With this buffer tube, it's lighter. It has more holes cut out for it. So if water ever gets into the back here, it's going to drain a lot quicker. You don't have to worry about your bolt carrier getting slowed down by sitting water in the back. Another thing Primary Weapon Systems is well known for is this handguard right here. So I know lots of people are moving away from Mod and going to M-LOK, but this is Mod. It keeps the same profile, and at the end it is Picatinny. So I have Mod attachments for the rail scales and the QD mounts, but up here the Surefire is able to mount on the Picatinny slots that are mounted at 12, 3, 6, and 9. But come back further, it is all Mod, which makes this rail extremely slim and helps keep the weight of this rifle down. So why have I chosen this rifle over the other ones I have in my collection? If you guys have seen some of my other videos, I have some other rifles, some other AR-15s. I have a CZ Brin, an AK-47. I even have a SCAR 17. But yet, in a doomsday scenario, something goes wrong, zombies, ish hits the fan, this would be my rifle I would choose to take with me. One thing is the weight. It is lighter than any other 16-inch barreled rifles I have, thanks in part to this forged receiver and lightning cuts they put into it. This reduces some of the weight. They even take some of the weight out of the trigger guard with these cuts and have a flared mag well. The ambi bolt release on the other side is something I found I use continuously every single time, and what my fingers have started to memorize and go for during a reload. Another thing that I like about it is it shoots steel case ammo without a hitch. I was worried about it at first. If you read some forums online, 223 Wild Chambers might be too tight for steel case ammo, yet this rifle handles it just fine. At the local academy, they had Tula 223 on sale. With sales tax included, it was about 18 cents a round. I couldn't pass that up. I ended up getting a little bit over 1,500 rounds of that steel case ammo. I have not had a single issue whatsoever with the ammo. The rifle has not had an issue. It hasn't had any issues with stuck casings in the chamber. I didn't have any rounds that didn't go off the first time the hammer went down. For this rifle to shoot the steel case ammo, I'm saving up on Tula. I haven't had an issue with it. That's what I'm stocking up on. So I know that this rifle can handle it well. It can handle it well when it's dirty. You guys saw that the rod had some gunk on it, but this still is functioning flawlessly. As far as the other ammo, I have shot through it. I shoot reloads like this. This is some Freedom's munition, reloaded, remanufactured ammo. I shoot green tips. What else? As far as the what would you want to call it, performance ammo, I have been buying a little bit of the Hornady Black. I've been able to get a 1-inch group, 1 MOA at 100 yards with this ammo right here. This is the 75 grain boat tail. This is what I use to zero it in, and if I ever just feel like being lazy and want to try to drill a small hole, this is what I'm using. I've also started trying this stuff out. This is 55 grain hollow points. I'm interested in what this company puts out. I carry their 9mm and 357 SIG, ammunition. They use compressed copper. I completely doubt this is going to show up. They use compressed copper in these hollow points they manufacture. This is what I would use for my self-defense when I run through this gun. This is a 1 in 8 twist barrel, so it can readily stabilize a number of bullet weights. Something that I did find out, these magazines, I believe they're called Elite Tactical. They do not function the way these magazines are designed. By themselves, they're fine, they feed into the gun. But what I mean is, if you have another one, which I do, and couple them together, regardless if the empty or full magazine is on this side of the rifle, it always seems to activate this magazine release, and it will drop the magazine with ammo in it when it's firing. So if you were looking to couple magazines, you might have to find a different solution than these right here. But overall, I am very happy with this purchase. This started off as a IWI-4. I sold that, the funds went to this, and this is one of the rifles, one of the firearms that will stay in my collection probably permanently. Very few of those come across me where it is almost instantly up on the chopping block after 100 rounds have gone through it. I'll sell it, trade it for something else, move on to something new, which is always more exciting. But this has found a home with me, something I'm going to continue training with, getting used to, getting to know, and becoming proficient with this firearm right here.
Ow. Talk to him. I mean, sometimes you got people going against you and you just gotta go above and beyond all that. Let's go. Straight up the top just so you know ain't no stopping us. Yeah, I see you been watching this.